What's up, everyone? Welcome to the first episode of Jared versus Chris, a Heel Club production. And this weekend, we have the best pay per view that I have ever seen booked of all time. We got AEW All In Texas, baby. Super fucking hype. While WWE's putting on Gunther versus Goldberg and all these shitty, stupid matches, AEW's putting on the fucking heat, baby. I love AEW so much. It's the best wrestling promotion in the world, and it's not even fucking close. Get hyped. AEW All In. Join our Discord that I have linked in the bio. We will be showing All In the Discord. Hell yeah, Chris. What's your excitement level for AEW? Trying to convert you into a sicko. You still have the ego mentality, so you're not really know what professional wrestling is, but I'll show you this weekend.
You know what? Honestly, I would say my excitement for All In Texas is much higher than anything WWE's putting on this weekend. They're putting on three different pay-per-views just to try to compete with it. You've got NXT Great American Bash, you have Saturday Night Main Event, then you've got Evolve 2. Like,
But no one gives
nothing
a damn
there.
about that.
Exactly. Nothing on there really grabs my attention like the matches that are on AEW's All In Texas.
But anyways, what we are doing today, we're going head to head in picks. But it's not just all bragging rights, no. The winner of this match, we have both put up some type of like I don't know what you call it, like a
A
thing.
wager. We put up a wager.
That's the word I was looking for. When I win, Crispy will be watching Snakes on a Plane, and guess what? We will also be honestly probably recording it, and we'll probably put it on the Patreon that we're gonna be creating very soon. That will be on the Patreon. But if I miraculously somehow lose, what am I watching?
So, okay, I'm gonna give a little backstory to this. Okay, I am deathly afraid of snakes, and Jared knows this. I will not watch snake movies. He's tried to get me to watch Anaconda and all these other ones, so he's picking the one that he knows is gonna get me the most.
Most snakes.
But I also know that Jared hates nothing more in this world than musicals. So,
But I can say
when
I can't say this. The musical will not be on the Patreon because that would probably be very boring.
oh no, it's gonna be on the Patreon too. And so if I win, I'm gonna make Jared sit through every grueling minute of Wicked. Grueling for him. He's gonna have to deal with my singing because I'm singing every song in that movie. So be prepared.
Hopefully, I meet Jay Briscoe. But anyways, shout out MJF for that line on Dynamite. Did you hear that line, bro?
He
I
did. It should have been you. Oh,
fuck yeah.
but when he called Jay Briscoe one of the greatest wrestlers ever, lost me.
Fuck Briscoe, bro. But
He was-
anyways, it's not about the Briscoes. It is about one of the Briscoes that we talk about a little later. But let's start off with our pre-show match. And it's a long-term story on between FTR and the Outlaws. Super excited for this match. For me, I have the Outrunners. I feel like they deserve that big win over FTR. It might send them into the next level. FTR really doesn't need to win, and they're not going to be hurt by a loss. So the Outrunners definitely should win this match.
So for the opposite of the reason that you just said, right? You said FTR doesn't need the win. They wouldn't be hurt by a loss. The Jacksons always pick up wins that they do not need, and I've seen it countless times with AEW. So on that reason, I'm going to go FTR. I think they're going to give it to them. They're going to make the Outrunners work a little harder, maybe push them to something bigger. But I'm going FTR.
And then our last pre-show match, we have Big Boom AJ, Anna Kolomagen, Kyle O'Reilly, Hologram Tomohiro Ishii versus the Don Callis family. Cancerio, Lance Archer, and Rapungi Vice, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta. I feel like this one probably just gotta like send the, get the crowd happy. Unfortunately, as much as I love Funky Vice and Lance Archer, I feel like Big Boom AJ gets the win for his team.
I'm going to have to agree on that one. I think Team Big Boom AJ is going to win with another interference from Big Justice because Didn't Big Justice call out the Don Callis family, or they called him out? Something along those lines
The
happened.
Briscoe's going to be there too.
Yeah, that. Don't get me started. I have my opinions on that, but yes, I'm gonna be in agreement there. So
I hope Chimera kicks the Rizzler into the 20th, bro. Next, we have Adam Cole, Kyle Fletcher, TNT champion. This is just going to be a fun match. Not really much of a story per se, but it doesn't need a story. Just two of the best in the world who go out there and just have a banger. It's finally time for Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher beat Adam Cole.
I'm actually in agreement with you. I think Adam Cole's had long enough run with the TNT title. So I got to go Kyle Fletcher. I think the story is there. The timing is right. Bam.
Next, we have the Ops, Shibata, Hawks, and Samoa Joe defending their trios title against Claudio Castagnoli, Will Yuta, and Gabe Kidd. I am not too excited for this, honestly. Um, but I think the Ops retain, honestly.
I'm going Death Riders. Just more uniformed and more polished.
Next, for the AEW Tag Team Champions, the Hurt Syndicate, Lashley and Benjamin versus Jet Speed, Kevin Knight and Speedball Mike Bailey versus the Patriarchy, Christian Cage and Nick Wayne. Super excited for this. Kind of have a little more of a prediction than just a match prediction. I think I think the Hurt Syndicate wins, but that's not the big thing that happens in this match. I think that Patriarchy turns on Christian Cage. Right, then you think you know me. Out comes Cope. We reform Cope and Christian.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I also have to go Hurt Syndicate. I don't have any big kind of further prediction than that, but I'm excited to see if that happens. That sounds likely. Crazier things have happened in AEW.
Facts. Next, we'll get into our first casino gauntlet. We'll start out with the women's. Super excited for it. Right now, only Statlander, Chris Statlander, and Megan Bain has been announced. I don't think either one of them win. I don't think anyone on the roster. I think we get the debut of Evie, baby. Evie wins the casino gauntlet, baby. Fucking love Evie. She was so misused in WWE. And if you don't know who Evie is, that's your own fault. Cause I'm not calling her by her slave name again.
It's Dakota Kai. I just had to do it for the non sickos out there who are
Yeah,
going to
for
question
the
it.
idiotic e-drums. If you're an e-drum, then fuck you.
Um, I'm going to go Chris Statlander. Just Hail Mary on that one. I think it's time. It's Vader
Next,
time.
next, we will get into the men's casino gauntlet. We have quite a few names announced for this. Bandito, I think, got announced. MJF, Briscoe, Ricochet, Takeshi, I think's in it. Kesha, I would like to see Takeshi win, but I don't think we're going to happen. I think MJF gets the win. He's the biggest name in the match. There's no one else out there really that I could see come in like non AEW and win it, and they get a world title match. So I feel like MJF makes the most sense.
You know what? I'm going to agree with you there. I think MJF takes the win. The build they've been doing with him in the Hurt Syndicate, phenomenal. I think this is really his like time to prove himself. So
Sure. And now, if this was like a UFC fight, now the undercard is done. Now we got just banger after banger after banger after banger. So we have the biggest matches, honestly, that I have ever seen put on by AEW. This is going to top All Out 2021, in my opinion. All Out 2021, the greatest pay per view in pro wrestling history. You talk about your WrestleMania 17s. You talk about the Survivor Series 2023. Absolutely fuck not. Fuck Fragile Field. But anyway, starting off with our first match here in the main event slots. Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay, the Young first fuck. Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks. If Ospreay and Swerve lose, they cannot challenge for the AEW Championship for 1 year. But if Swerve and Ospreay win, no longer do we have the Young Bucks as on-screen EVPs. super, super excited for this. I do think Swerve and Osprey win. It makes the most sense. The EVP characters retire, but after the match, they get up and shake their hands. They shake Osprey and Swerve's hand. Turn and face. We'll get more into that a little bit later. But Swerve and Osprey.
I'm going Swerve and Osprey as well. Two of my favorite AEW wrestlers. Love them so much, especially when Swerve smashed the limo. That was, oh man.
That was tonight, actually. We're filming this Wednesday night, right after. No, it was Collision tonight. Right after
Yeah.
Collision. Phenomenal. Absolutely.
I'm gonna have to call Tony and tell him he mixed up the shows.
Shut the fuck up, buddy. You don't even know who Tony is. Next, we got what will be the greatest women's match this weekend. Better than anything going on in that shitty ass Evolution 2 card. We got Tony Storm, timeless Tony Storm, versus CEO. CEO. Mercedes Moné. Say what you will about Mercedes Moné. Not a lot of people shit talkers. She's one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time. They're just jealous that she doesn't want to be depressed and down in the WWE like she was back a few years ago. But in the end, I do think that Tony Storm does retain.
You know what? Mercedes is money. And I gotta go with my girl who holds all of the gold, and she is going to be adding to her list. As much as I don't care who wins because this I'm
That's
almost
fine. I don't care who wins. Yeah, I love both of them.
like this gives me like the Tony Storm and Mariah May. Like though that match, oh my god.
We don't
I
like
was so
Mariah May.
anymore, but during that time, that was probably one of the best matches.
Yeah, Tony cared. Anyways, next, we'll get number 5, baby. We're getting Okada Omega 5. The fact that we are getting this weekend just feels so surreal. They're tied 2-2 apiece. Well, one
Ooh,
was a
the rubber
tie.
match.
One was a tie, but still, Okada ended up retaining the title because it was a draw. So I still consider Okada the winner. She did retain. This match is so special. Without Okada versus Omega back in 2017 at Wrestle Kingdom, AEW wouldn't exist, in my opinion. Like they really put that there is an alternative to WWE on the map. TNA tried for years, but they is fucking dog shit. Um, really, this match here, Okada, uh, Omega, Wrestle Kingdom 17 back in 2017, this on the map. It ended up opening the door for Chris Jericho to come to New Japan. Then it ended up having the first All In 2018, and then led to the creation of AEW in 2019. This match feels so special. People talk like Austin and Rock's the greatest rivalry of all time. No, it's Okada and Omega. This feels bigger than Rock and Austin at WrestleMania 17. This match is going to steal the show, and I promise you, will be match of the year by the end of the year. Like everyone will be raving about it. And in the end, Kenny Omega finally gets that clean, decisive win over Okada. No interference from the elite like we had before. Kenny Omega finally wins clean 100% against Okada.
One thing you're forgetting too is that this is a winner takes all match, right?
Yeah.
Both titles are being defended. Both titles, and I have to agree. I think Kenny Omega is going to come out on top. Um, Greatest wrestling rivalry in history. I haven't watched enough of their matches, but that is something.
Not surprising.
I was going to sit here and say I was going to deep dive them, but apparently that doesn't matter.
Could have had a deep
But anyways,
I've been a sicko for life.
1 year to be exact.
All the time.
Anyways, yes, Omega.
And then in what probably is going to be our main event, honestly, just makes the most sense. But the AEW World Championship, Texas Death, Moxley versus Hangman. Before I get really spewed out into this match, I'm going to say Hangman wins. Super excited for this match, but I'm going to talk more about the expectations for the match after Chris's prediction.
I'm going Hangman too. Think it just makes the most sense. And this is coming from me. I used to hate Hangman. I was not a fan of him for so long. Look, in this last year, I've grown to love the man, okay? And that, yes, he's gonna get the win.
Just makes the
Go
most
ahead, Jared.
sense. So, if you cast your mind back to what's that? What's that long pay per view that WWE has? Whatever it is, World Wrestling Federation, WWE something. I can't think of the name. They've had it for years.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, Wrestle, Boring whatever the fuck it was called. They had that match last year between that Trader and Samoan. What was their names? Off your
Who? What?
phone.
No. Oh, I thought you were just. I was just letting you cook. You know the
No,
match. You watched the match.
the Trader. What was his name?
Cody Rhodes,
Yeah, Dusty Rhodes lives off his legacy. And the other guy. What's the other guy's name? Really trash, boring. Like,
Roman Reigns.
puts his finger in the air all the time thinking he's cool. Yeah, Raymond Noodles. They had that.
Raymond Noodles is crazy.
They had that rules match. That trash faction.
Bloodline rules.
Yeah,
Bloodline.
it was very overbooked, trash. It's one of the worst matches in the history of professional wrestling. Tarnished like my love for professional wrestling for quite a long while. But anyways, we're gonna do it better here at AEW All In, baby. This match is gonna be the most overbooked match in the history of professional wrestling, and it needs to be. It needs to be. The Death Riders has always been overbooked. So for the closing chapter on the Death Riders, it's gonna be overbooked. We're gonna have the Ops out there. We're gonna have the Death Riders. We're gonna see fucking Brian Danielson back. We're gonna see Darby Allin back. Cope could return here if the patriarchy doesn't turn on him, turn on Christian. But what I think, what I've been really just wanting. So after all the dust settles, everybody interferes. Darby's out there, Sting's out there, everybody's out there, the whole roster's out there. Me and Chris is probably out there. Everybody's gonna interfere. But eventually, everyone's down besides all the Death Riders, Mox, and Hangman. They're beaten down. They're beaten down, Hangman. Who's gonna stop 'em? We hear the elite. Out comes the Young Bucks. Then we hear Battle Cry. Kenny Omega comes out, but they're still outnumbered. They're still outnumbered. JR. What are we gonna do? Lights go down on the Titantron that says you always need a villain. We finally get the debut of Marty's girl, baby. The elite lay waste to the Death Riders. They fight up to the crowd. Hangman buckshot Lariat to John Moxley. 1, 2, 3. Hangman wins, but that's not how the show ends, baby. Because as Hangman's there celebrating, confetti's going down. MJF attacks him, cashes in this casino gauntlet. MJF leads All In as world champ. Now,
Jared, I will give you this. Go ahead, say it. Say it.
now this doesn't count as a prediction because Hangman wins. I just add in bonus. Like
I will give you this. I will give you this. Okay. If every single thing that you just said comes true, if I'm leading in points, I will give you the whole victory. I will give you the whole victory. So,
Dude, could you
yeah.
imagine? At least, maybe not the MJF thing, but if Marty shows up, I feel like I deserve victory.
I'll give that to you.
Do you have any
All-
crazy prediction?
I'm predicting. I don't know if I'd say it's crazy, but I'm definitely predicting that Marty Scurll does not come back. I would like to see the reforming of Cope and Christian. I think that would be insane.
And I got a bonus prediction. For Saturday night's main event. The match is about to start. Tony Khan comes down to the ring. He says, "Yeah, this match is canceled. We're getting Gunther Bill Ospreay." Tony Khan about to even speaking his will, baby.
Not gonna happen, but I love your enthusiasm.
Dude, if that was to happen, we're going on record. If that happens, you had to watch all the Snake movies, every one of them.
Yeah, I'll make that deal. Tony Khan pops out at Saturday night's main event, buys WWE, and then books Gunther and Ospreay. You know what? I'll even cut it down. If Tony Khan pops out at Saturday night's main event and buys WWE, just that alone, I will watch every Snake movie ever made.
Gotcha. What would you do, honest? Like you're watching, you hear, dun, 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 dun. Gilbert comes out, the crowd goes crazy because they don't know what good professional wrestling is. And then we hear, dynamite! Out comes Tony Khan. Fuck you, Goldberg. Get the fuck out of my ring. This is my ring now. Elevated, elevated. Will Ospreay Gunther had a 45-hour match. Absolute banger. I masturbated to it 147 times.
Only 147.
Dude, somebody on Twitter once said they jacked off to Brian Cage. Same, brother. Same. But anyways, this was our all-in Texas predictions. What is your predictions? Are you a stupid Drew? Let us know in the comments below. Also, Bray Dollars, if you're watching this, which you should be watching this, fuck you and fuck the WWE. AEW for life. We'll catch you next time.